were supposed to have a Rwandan culture, the morning where the dowry day, where the side of the guy come to your house, and then to take the bride, they do it Rwandan culture where you have to put on those mishanana, Rwandan mishanana. Of course, I was anxious as a bride.
The proceedings are usually straightforward. So I'm supposed to go there and sit somewhere amongst the guests. Basically, nobody is supposed to know who I am. And what they normally do, the boys who were with me, they were wearing traditional attires. I was also supposed to wear one, but I didn't wear it.
I don't like it.
He doesn't like, you know, my wife didn't like me to be in a traditional attire, so I was wearing a suit. Her family obviously has got a spokesperson, so this can be an uncle, can be an elder person in the family. So this is the person who's representing her family. So she needs to welcome my family. So those two men, my spokesperson and her spokesperson, all they do, they basically exchange words. There's a moment where her spokesperson basically asks my spokesperson, who is this guy who wants to marry our daughter? So that's the moment where I'm supposed to stand up from the crowd and come forward. Once her family accepts the gifts that my family is, is presenting to them, that means that they've accepted, I can take her. That's the part which represents the dowry. And these gifts basically are mostly traditionals, cultivating, items to plow, and amongst the gifts, there's also obviously a cow, which is the most traditional gift you give to the bride as a token of appreciation. One of the good moments is there's a person who actually comes and says some sort of it's like a speech, more or less like a poem type of speech, describing the cow. So that's for me was one of the highlight of the morning.
Abatayizingira kungura naho abayizingira kunga amajana rugira rwanama yibera mu ngaje yaraye yanze gusangira n'ibigwari ngo irashaka gukubana n'ibisiza mu rucurama rwani mu.
To be quite honest, for me it was fun because seeing your family, all of them, coming to celebrate with you the most important moment of your life. For instance, what made me happy most, I have like two uncles I haven't seen. On my mom's side, I haven't seen my uncle for 15 years. I saw him that day because you realize even if you stay for long without talking to someone, you really mean something. Also, I had stayed for a while without seeing his family because I had met them in 2013. So seeing my mom-in-law again, it was very nice because we are friends. That's when it hits you that for real you've made a good decision to just wait and do things the right way.
So that's where I actually have to sort of propose all over again.
In front of
and then once that's done, basically that's where we go sit down.
My best moment when I went to greet my fiance, everyone I could see they were impressed. You know, during our dowry, the guy has to, you see, he has given you the ring for engagement because we were engaged for 3 years. So that time, he actually knelt down on his neck, you know, in front of the in-laws. It's not very, you know, normal. So that thing impressed everybody. Even me, I was impressed. He did it so quick, but everyone could see it is very genuine. Of course, when you finish the traditional, now your new family come, you take photos. I changed. There was no even touching up of the makeup, trust me. You just put on your dress. Even, I don't know, even the way I wore my shoes, maybe I was walking. I don't know, because everyone was pulling me everywhere. Yeah, I'm telling my come put on my veil. She's not even there. She's confused. Because even her, she had to change from the mshanana to the dress because she was the mother of the bride. It was quite interesting.
That morning's service, the traditional one, ends up basically where I go to her family. They're supposed to give me milk. We went to her house, and then obviously we had milk.
Yeah, you were given milk.
And the milk is served in a basically a traditional Rwandan.
It's called what? Ingongoro.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ingongoro is like a traditional cup. So once we drank the milk, so now it's time to go to Italy. Every time I try to hold, and then the flower just fell. It fell a couple of times. Then the third time I said, you know what, I'm gonna get rid of this because you know.
Yeah.
And then,
you know where you have to take
throw
off
it away.
your gown. Your gown
Yeah.
is like you're not comfortable because you're stepping. You step on it. You have to pull it. He's doing it.
I was pulling it down a little bit as
Then
I walked,
when
and
he
I was
bends,
watching him.
the flower from his suit falls down. I have to go down, pick it, put there. Then when we reach in front, the same thing happens. Me, it tells me I'm frustrated. What kind of a bride is this? I can't be doing the same things everyone is supposed to do. And then he's like, leave it alone.
At some point, I was a bit, you know, a bit upset because the bridesmaid is the one supposed to make sure her dress doesn't, you know.
But I think she's just anxious. It's normal because she told me she's never been to this lady.
I think it was her first time. Yeah.
It was her first time.
Yeah,
So of course, all the cameras, all the photos, people get nervous. Me
So basically, we walked out, then we went to our car.
Yeah,
then we went to Italy.
Yeah.
It's been done traditionally that way. You know?
Yeah, you put on your veil until that time.
The afternoon program was probably late by an hour also.
But you were able to catch up with time.
So we caught up quite rapidly in the afternoon. I have always wanted my sister to be there when I'm getting married and her to be witnessing everything.
because she's played a big part of my life, like a mom, because I don't have both parents. And also because his mom is also a very, very good friend of mine. I was so excited she was there. I walked down the aisle with my sister. During the dowry, the one who gave away the bride also came in. So it was unexpected, but it's okay. I could see my sister, very proud mother. Finally, the moment has come. You know, some bride, I see some bride crying, you know, emotional. But for me, to be quite honest, I'm not that kind of an emotional person. But it was quite exciting because you're getting married to someone you love. It's not like because they're handing you over, you will never see your family or you will never talk to them. I don't know why some bride feel like, that's the end of me. No, I was happy. Plus, in my head, I was thinking, I believe my sister is very proud of me. Because I could even see it on her face. She didn't even cry. You see some mothers cry, you know, they feel like, oh, my daughter, maybe this and that. She didn't cry. We were happy, all of us, because it's a moment you have been waiting for.
I was happy.
This young man with this young lady have decided to come and take one another in your presence.
Abageni bacu bemeye kuza kugira ngo babe umwe turi.
They did not cohabit, they did not come we stay, they did not do the funny things people are doing today.
Before God and all witnesses present,
accept you innocent to be my husband.
I promise to be your head and responsible husband.
I promise to submit myself and obey you.
When saying the vows, I felt really honored. Because saying the vows in front of your friends, your family, church members, everyone will think they're very important to you. They were there, you know, and you mean it. It's not something you say. Then our vows were not the normal vows that everyone says. There are certain vows that for everyone says through sickness and yes, we didn't say that. Our pastor came up with vows. He created vows that are very unique, but we rehearsed them, we liked them, so we were okay with it.
It was one of those things that happened at the wedding. It's not a big deal, you know.
When the pastor said he gives me the ring, do you know what happened? He gave me his ring.
So what happened is basically the pastor said, okay, he put a Bible in front of me. He says, put your ring here and put your hair in here, okay? And I did that. And that's the moment where the swapping of the ring took place. I was not concentrating on the rings because by the time he said, you know, I grabbed my ring, you know.
Oh God.
I grabbed my ring because that was, I thought, this is, you know, this hair.
And these rings are
mine.
different. I don't even know how he confused it. Very different. Then I'm seeing him grabbing his and giving me. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, but the moment you realize that, and I don't know, you know, I don't know whether it happened quickly, you know. She never, you know, told me, you know, you give me your ring.
I knew for sure if I give him my ring,
swapped it,
just
you know,
to assume no one to see.
Quickly, you know.
Clearly, it won't fit him because it's very small. So the way I did, I immediately switched and and put mine and gave him his, you know. So you know the way he did it, no one noticed.
No.
Actually, no one. Because even I asked my family members, like, that happened. No one noticed. I did it in a way that I switched so fast and I gave him his ring. They thought, it's done. He has already done. At some point, I was pissed at him. I'm like, what? What are you doing? Then at some point, I thought it's a laughing matter. Yeah. it's a, can I call it international wedding, mixture cultures. We said we mix for Kenyan dance, the way you do it, is it Mugidi or something like that? They came, they singing Kikuyu songs, dancing. At some point, we had to break, then the Rwandan dancers came in. Asked questions, did they practice with them? You know, Rwandese. These things just come natural. I just saw their moves, I move like that. When they dance, I dance like that. So my friends kept on saying, you dance with those people, you are lying to us, how could you move like them? I'm telling you, first of all, I'm Rwandese. So you just see the way their hands are moving, their legs, then you move with them. But it was quite interesting. I just got tired along there because of the heels. Yeah, but it was fun because even when he danced. In the Rwandan culture, when you come in, now I think the reason why people start with cutting the cake is welcoming people to start eating, because all that time they have not eaten. So we came in first, we cut the cake, just to show that we've cutting, but we don't cut completely. Then from there you go sit down, then both men welcome people to eat.
It's very important to we don't serve food before. We do the speech first and we talk first. Then once we've done most of the talking, that's when we eat. So that's Rwandan way. But my worry was that because obviously I come from abroad, I've seen weddings where people eat at 6, 7, which is quite. In my opinion, is not reasonable. So that's why we had already, decided during the morning program we're going to serve breakfast throughout. So there was still food until 10 a.m. when we left. That people will eat, because once that's done, after church we'll go sit and speeches until 4. Additional people, they really entertain the guests. In particular for me, my highlight was that guy. There was one guy who did a solo dance. It was a young man. It was really impressive. And obviously a band,
Yes.
Then I have to. She has to feed me. I have to feed her. Then I have to go feed her family.
Oh yeah, we don't go together like the way we do here.
And then she has to feed my family. Then everybody also has to share the cake with us. And
that's
also,
why the cakes were gaseche,
Yeah.
just it's just part of culture.
Traditional function, it's her family welcoming my family. But the afternoon service is the opposite. Now my family, now she's my wife, now it's my family who will be basically welcoming her family.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the wedding, basically that's when everything is done. We've entertained, my family has entertained her family. So when when we come to our home, so that's the evening service function, which is also part of the traditional. So that one is the one which completes the morning. But so that's when I'm taking my wife to our home. But her family, brothers and sisters and whoever, they can also bring us some gifts, you know. So these are like the provisions that in case, you know, you got visitors, you can always have something, you know. But usually this when it happens in Rwanda, they can bring lots of things. You know, they can bring pots and a bag of beans, a bag of potatoes, rice, and all sorts of things. So in the afternoon, that evening, basically the drinking of the milk is also, as she explained, is basically, you know, wishing you to have a family, you know. Short, brief moment where now they have to leave us alone, you know. And after that, everybody goes. So it's me, my wife, and I who remain at our home, and everybody's gone. So they go to the after party.
The wedding, everything. There's that moment when you're Rwandan, they call it twikurura. It's like I don't know if it's being given permission to be wife, and I don't know. It's like welcoming you, the page boy and the flower girl. You are the ones you give milk in the evening. It's a symbol of they are wishing you to have children. They are the ones you feed milk, the boy and the girl. Yeah.
This after party is basically, you know, what people do, because in our family, in this wedding was alcohol-free wedding, but obviously both members of my family and her family, we've got some people who obviously, you know, don't drink juice, you know, they drink other stuff. Yeah. So we try to accommodate everybody. So that was the purpose of the after party. So the after party can be hosted anywhere, as long as, you know, it's not of our concern, you know. The wedding is almost over, as far as we know. So what happens in the after party is both families getting together. So both families getting together somewhere to have a big party. So in some other weddings, actually the couple also goes. Basically, we come, and after that we get changed. Then, you know, I've seen where some couple will go for maybe an hour and also join the party a little bit.
As they say,
but because we were too tired to, you know, to even think about that.
They have already given you away to your husband. That's when you go and actually greet your in-laws, get to see even the visitors who are there, because sometimes you don't even get a chance to.